Tonight's subject is heart rate variability in relation to internal stress level and how it is used in treatment. In Western medicine, the pulse is checked to get information related to the heart condition and the function. In Chinese medicine, the pulse checked to gather information related to the internal organs and is taken from both hands because there is a pulse position for each organ. And now, using the latest technology, it is possible to gather information related to the internal organs by examining the pulse again from both hands, as with Chinese medicine. That means the pulse can reveal information about the stomach, the kidneys, the lungs, and the rest of the internal organs. The second discovery for me is the use of Chinese energy meridians in the Russian technique. We're going to learn more about
Some
it.
pictures about stress. Actually, for me, I discovered a very beautiful study of the stress that was done by Dr. Hans Selye for many, many years. It was a lifetime study. And through his studies, he proved in laboratories that there is a certain type of stress which is called non-specific stress, and which is not actually, never was in a light to medical profession, to physicians, to doctors. There is lack or absence, excess or absence of money, there is bodybuilding, and this is sunburn of probably in hot summer day. Yeah? So all of those pictures, they show different type of stress. So, okay. And the next slide, I put two quotes that human organism evolved 500 million years ago, is now outmoded in modern society. How we can cope with stress of life if we can't even define it. And there is a picture of Industrial Revolution, because when Industrial Revolution happened, everything changed. Actually, it affected every country on our planet. You know, movie Avatar. Who watched Avatar? Yeah. And another is the capital of Brazil. So actually, in Avatar, I got the message that we as human beings, we destroy our planet, and when we destroy our planet, we destroy our society, we destroy our life, our families, our body, everything. So what is stress? I put several quotes there from medical dictionary. Stress is any interference that disturbs a person's mental and physical well-being. Stress may be experienced in response to a range of physical and emotional stimuli. Then another quote, all diseases begin with disturbance in a person's mind. What stress exists in our society only about 200 years, not before. So probably Hippocrates meant that obviously we're all different. We've got different biochemical composition inside. We live in different environment, we've got different attitude, and we've got different level of homeostasis. Homeostasis is the very comprehensive system through which our body keeps us moving in sort of like optimum health. If homeostasis is broken, then we get ill. Yeah? So actually, when the person's homeostasis is broken, then the person can get different diseases depending on his lifestyle, attitude to life, genetics, and so on. The stress is a complex thing which actually activates certain patterns in our body. And the final point is adrenals. Do anyone heard about adrenals? Yeah? Okay. So it's the final point where the action starts. So stress is not a specific response of the body to any demand, whether it's caused by or results in pleasant or unpleasant conditions. A living organism can be maintained continuously in a state of alarm. Because if we continuously are in a state of alarm, all our internal resources used so quickly that person can collapse. Done a lot of laboratory experiments on rats. I'm very sorry for those animals, but he used them. So on the right, the internal, these are adrenals, and this is thymus. These are lymph nodes, and this is stomach. And these are adrenals, thymus, lymph nodes, and stomach. So these are from a healthy rat, and these are from rats that were exposed to absolutely different stresses, to heat, cold, malnutrition, immobilization when they were unable to move, to different poisons, to infection, to different stresses. Yeah. So and most of them, all of them, otherwise he would not put it. The body expressed the stress through this type of images. Yeah, increase the size of the adrenals. Yeah, and decrease size of thymus. That one was exposed to a very severe stress, and then the stress was stopped, so her power came to the normal condition. And what Hans Silje told after he's done that experiment, he was talking about rheumatoid arthritis actually. And he came to conclusion that rheumatoid arthritis can be caused by overreaction of immune system. Then that disease can damage person's joints and spine or whatever, and the person can be disabled. The first stage in general adaptation syndrome is alarm reaction, and I put there as well also two pictures. One is a rope which nearly disconnected, broke, and these are the endings of nerve cells. So if the person is under stress, we sit here, for example, I talk, we all are in this stage, more or less. We've got, these are neurotransmitters, different type. They go through all our body, depending on what we have to do, what our body does, and so on and so on. So actually, person under severe stress come into the stage when he does not have enough, or his neural cells are not able to communicate to each other, and then there is a gap. Yeah. So.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have a question. Do you mean here that stress can cause rheumatoid arthritis?
Yeah.
So
It's non-specific. Stress, non-specific stress. For example, if person has unknown allergy, yeah, unknown allergy to something, and he likes a certain food, and he eats that food and experience pain in joints. And if the person persists on what he does, yeah, he has not specific stress because he does not know what's there. There is a stress, he experiences pain, he goes to doctor, doctor checks and tells, no, you are healthy. We've done a scan, there's nothing from the scan. But person says, sorry, I've got a pain. But doctor tells him, no, you relax, you're all right. The first stage is alarm reaction. When someone can experience temperature, fatigue, decreased heart rate variability, increased heart rate, and headaches, and suddenly it goes. But it means the person went in the other stage of resistance. Because if everything, for example, if all those symptoms go and he's absolutely fine, his blood sugar normal, his heart rate normal, okay, the problem gone. But if there is if he does a check, or if there's some disturbances in the homeostasis and he has something, it means he went on a second stage of resistance. And stage of resistance actually can be a lifelong, for many, many years. For some people it can be a short period of time before they fail, before their system fails. For some people it can be a lifelong time. Adaptive capacity, and there's nutrition, and there's genetics, and experience, life experience, attitude to life, yeah, psychological reaction. So all of these, everyday training in a gym. Actually, sorry, who of you likes to go to gym every day? No.
Not every day.
Okay. So any everyday training in gym, any uncontrolled training involves alarm, resistance, and exhaustion. So the stage of exhaustion. Actually, I put a picture of a polar bear and a man next to the bear. And the man is not a hunter. He did not kill the bear. He did not do anything to the bear. But that bear collapsed because there's a global warming now, and in areas where those bears live, the temperature goes up. And that beast has a very, very good fur. He feels very warm when the temperature comes up. So actually warming temperatures in polar regions are causing an increasing number of polar bears to collapse from heat exhaustion, local hunters report. Yeah? So it's a beast, but we are human beings, but we all came from an animal kingdom. Yeah? I came from Latvia to England. In my country we've got called the winters. So for me English winter is a paradise, sorry. But for people, I spoke to one Spanish person that came to see me, he was going crazy. This is actually about stress as treatment in the past. Because when our body is exposed to stress, there's a lot of different studies about exposure to certain stress and about how body recovers. That people recover of being exposed to stress. So what our ancestors did, they did incantations, trance dances, probably magic mushrooms, not everyone but some did, painful bandages, bloodletting, leeches, flogging, cold water, fever, and urine therapy. There is a Russian sauna, actually it's called banya. It has a bunch of the beech tree. We collect it in summertime with leaves, we dry it, and then when the heat is applied, we beat the body, yeah? So actually it's a type of stress that increases the circulation. And people that regularly do that, they experience relief of different symptoms. It's clarified the mind and so on, yeah? This is one bird, yeah, which is called finch, yeah? But all of them, they live in different parts of the planet. They feed on different food, yeah? And they adapt to environment, and through organism must remain fairly constant despite changes in its external environment. And later on, Walter Hahnemann, he told that coordinated physiological processes which maintain most of the steady states in the organism should be homeostasis, the ability to stay the same or static. If homeostasis fails, if the stressors are too big, then there is a problem with the health. Environment determines our health. We've got two environments, internal environment and external environment. Heart rate variability can help evaluate total effect and impact on every single stressor of human health. Goal is to find out how much life energy is affected by a stressor, and if there is disbalance of life energy, then how big it is. Okay, that slide I dedicated to the Oriental and Western medicine and to pulse reading actually. What the medical science say about the heart rate? The heart rate can be measured by listening to the heart beat directly, traditionally using stethoscope and continuum and counting it for a minute. It gives indication about numbers only, but not about heart rate variability. And pulse diagnosis actually is as old as the world. It used to be measured many years ago, many centuries ago, with water clock by counting breath of pulse examiners and finally by pulse measuring instrument in 1628. Who were before that? Who first of humankind started reading the pulse? We don't know that. I put the names of very famous physicians. I don't know who was first of them, who was second, but all of them, they were familiar with the pulse reading. So even Sina said, it's from one of translations, absence of understanding does not warrant absence of existence. So actually when people started reading the pulse, they never could imagine that we in modern society will have different appliances to measure and to calculate different things about. In 1992, in the border between the Austria and Italy, high in the mountains where the snow lies all the time, there was found a mummy actually, a man who was there for 5,000 years. He was mummified. The medicine, the medical profession had access to mummies that were prepared for burial without brain, without intestines. That man had everything. And actually, they called him Otzi. And there was a lot of research about that man and a lot of information everywhere on YouTube. You can watch short movies about the Otzi. They found that he had a rheumatoid arthritis. He had parasite with his intestine, and there were medicinal tattoos applied to the points which modern Chinese medicine used to treat rheumatoid arthritis and headaches and the issues associated with what he had. And the type of those tattoos is actually very special in modern society. He had cards, and in those cards were applied the coal from burnt herbs. So burnt herbal powder was put inside the cards in his body, where acupuncturist put the needles to treat the person. Yeah? So actually, if people of old time knew such complicated science as acupuncture, it's actually the study about this is in the Lancet. Lancet is one of the most famous medical magazines in the medical world, and actually it's quite hard to publish the information only if it has evidence. So there's a lot of evidence about that money. Yeah? So if people of old time use such complicated science as acupuncture, then what about pulse that lies unnoticeable on the surface of the body? Let's go to heart rate variability. I use a device which is called weather pulse. Actually, in the world there exist a lot of different heart rate variability devices. Heart rate variability scanner provides the means for a quick evaluation of the autonomic nervous system's regulatory function, and uses the sophisticated technology to measure parasympathetic and sympathetic activities and assess the autonomic balance in the body. In Oriental diagnosis, pulse rate is investigated in 6 points on the wrist, on one hand and on another with 3 fingers. In heart rate variability test, the change of the heart rhythm is the subject of the study. Constant change of cardiac cycles durations forms a complex picture that is analyzed by computer program. If in ACG they analyze the 5 different numbers, 5 different A, B, or I don't know exactly. So in heart rate variability, it's not that. It's analyzed the distance between the highest heart R wave. It's called R wave. So the distance between these, and it's proven then if person has a stress, the more stress person has, the more like a machine heart beats. The more relaxed person is, the more variation about heart distance exists. So actually in a stressed person it will be like boom, 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 like a very intensive music. And in a relaxed person it will be like a nice classical music. Heart and body communicate. Brain listens to the heart. There's a lot of research now about the heart, and it's like it has its own brain. I crossed with one study by Dr. Mohammed Salem, Royal College of Psychiatrics. Let me just try. I would like to yeah, it's there. Okay, Professor Mohammed Amar Salem, introduction. The concept of mind is of central importance for psychiatrists and psychologists. However, little attention has been paid in most formal textbooks to this important issue, which is usually studied under the section philosophical aspects of psychiatry and psychology. The practicing psychiatrist should have some working model of the mind to help him understanding his patient's problems. In many cultures throughout history, the heart has been considered the source of emotions, passion, and wisdom. Also, people used to feel that they experienced the feeling of or sensation of love and other emotional states in the area of the heart. However, in the past, scientists emphasized the role of the brain in the head as being responsible for such experiences. Interestingly, recent studies have explored physiological mechanisms by which the heart communicates with the brain, thereby influencing information processing, perceptions, emotions, and health. These studies provided the scientific basis to explain how and why the heart affects mental clarity, creativity, and emotional balance. So, our blood penetrates through all body. Every single cell receives something from the blood and gives back. So it's not, I don't know, maybe someone already proved it, I don't know, but the blood comes and blood comes back to the heart, bringing information. And when the heart receives this information, if to refer to that study, it gives the signal to the brain and they work together. So the pulse changes towards the needs of the body. Yeah? So this is why heart rate variability helps to understand the state of autonomous nervous system in regards of either sympathetic nervous system active or parasympathetic nervous system active. There is a picture of tsunami and the classical pulse reading. Actually, the wise men of the past who practiced medicine in the past, they found the shores where the wave meets the shore. Obviously, it's here, and it's possible to read with fingers that wave, yeah? So it's actually on this picture as well. But as I mentioned before, the heart rate variability measures the distance and the accuracy is in milliseconds. It's very comprehensive. Down your email address.
Yeah.
At the psychological level, if you talk about the heart rate, I'm in love with a woman, and I'm sitting in the bus, and she came, and she got in the bus, my heart rate will go very far. But if I'm sitting in the same situation in the bus, and I'm looking at my grandchild smiling at me, my blood pressure and heart rate goes down. And the third level, at the spiritual level, what you believe in, if you are religion, if you're not religion, something like that. Something bad happened to me, and I really felt stress. But I believe in something. Whatever happened to us is the will of God, and I believe in God.
In heart rate variability, there are two figures, which called total power and stress index. And please believe me, if I will check you every day with heart rate variability test, whatever you do, there will be the figures which they again and again in a certain range appear. So the people who have, for example, who are absolutely fine, they are in a normal range. The heart rate variability is not checked on the bus, it's checked in a quiet atmosphere, because at the end of the day you come home, and there will be time when you will be on your own, sleeping in the bed, so partly you will be active, but partly, and when you sleep your body will
Now there is range.